Hi and welcome back to my channel. If you're coming back, if you're new here, hello, my name is Bailey, and welcome to the Ibiza Q&A. I was actually meant to film this ages and ages ago. I put like a question box on my Instagram story for people to ask me questions because I always get DMs about my Ibiza experience and stuff. So I've been putting it off, and then this morning while I was having a bath, a girl called Chloe actually messaged me and was like, "Are you still filming the Ibiza Q&A? I've been waiting, I've been checking to see if you've uploaded it." So I thought, why am I being lazy? Let me just sit down and film it. So if you follow me on Instagram, then you would know that last summer 2019, I moved to Ibiza and lived in Ibiza for the summer. If you don't follow my Instagram, then you should. I'll leave all of my links and stuff below for you to go and look and follow. So last summer I upped and I moved to Ibiza, and it was the most magical experience of my whole entire life. If you haven't been to Ibiza, you need to go. You don't have to go and live there and work there, even though really you should, because it's amazing. But if you haven't even been on holiday there, you need to book a flight right now. So I asked everybody on my Instagram to send me any questions so that I knew what you would all want to know. So I wrote a few down. So we may as well just get started. So question number one is, why Ibiza? Ibiza, I've always had like this dream about going to Ibiza and being in Ibiza, even just going there on holiday. When I moved there was the first time I've ever been there in my life. I have never been on holiday there before that. I just up and moved because Ibiza was just my dream. When I was younger, my grandparents had a bar out there, so they would live there throughout the summer. So, and I would go, but I was like really little. I was like 1 to like 3 or something, so I don't really remember. But I've always heard these amazing stories from all of my family members, like about Ibiza, and especially my mum. My mum goes there every year. She has for the past 19 years. And so that's kind of why Ibiza. I've just had this dream and this amazing thought about it. So that was like the dreamland for me. And also, Ibiza is known for this amazing house music, and I love house music so much. I literally can like wake up, go in the bath, listen to house music. Some people only like it when they go out, but no, I would listen to house music all day long. So that's kind of why Ibiza, because this always just been my dream. And even before I went to Ibiza, like the year before and the year even before that, I was begging all of my friends, please come on holiday. I even offered to pay someone's flight because I wanted to go that bad, and it just never ended up happening. But everything happens for a reason, because then the next year I actually lived there, and I lived it. Question number two is, how old were you? So I was 21. I actually turned 21 in Ibiza. So I moved there in the end of April, and like 2 or 3 weeks after, on May the 14th, I turned 21 in Ibiza. So it was like the best birthday ever. And my sister and my mum secretly flew out and surprised me on my birthday. So it was literally one of my favourite birthdays of my life. Also, I want to mention, I think that was like the perfect age to go, is at 21. It's fine to go on holiday there before that, but to actually live and move that far away and being away from like everyone you know and stuff, I think if I was 18, I would have been too young to have done that, and I wouldn't have had the full experience if I was to do that. How long is the season? So the actual season is from like when the party starts, is from May until like the end of September, but there are some of the closing parties that still go on until like the first week of October. So I was there from April until October, so I was there for like 6-7 months, and I would have stayed there. I didn't want to come home. I'd just still be there now if I could. How did you get into it? So like I said, I've always had like this dream of Ibiza. And Ibiza like literally saved my life. I was so stuck in a rut before I'd gone there. I was not myself. I was overweight. I was unhappy. I had a boyfriend at the time, and it was just like not a good relationship. I just felt very stuck. So I wanted to go anyway. And then my cousin Reva, she applied, and she applied for Ibiza Rocks and Ocean Beach, I think it was. And when I messaged her saying, come on, like, we need to go, let's just go to Ibiza, she was like sending me all the links to apply and stuff. So that's kind of where it started. I wanted to go, but I'd never actually put anything in place to go. So because of her, I applied, and then it all just went from there, really. What job did you have and how did you get it? So like I said, I applied online. So I had my job ready before I even flew out to Ibiza. I applied through the Ibiza Rocks website. I was really lucky because I only applied to Ibiza Rocks and I got the job. Like, that's a really silly mistake. If anyone else is going to go, you should try and apply to a few different places. So if you don't get one job, you might get the other one. It's just a bit of a safer option. But yeah, I applied to the Ibiza Rocks website to be part of the host team. And you have to like fill out questions about you and your personality and things. Then the next stage was you have to film a 60-second video of yourself, so that they could see your personality. Because obviously writing, like, it's like a CV, you can say you're this and that, but until someone actually meets you, they don't know how you're going to be and how you're going to behave like in a workplace or whatever. And obviously to work at Ibiza Rocks, you need to be quite fun and bubbly. So this all happened really fast, by the way. I moved in April, but I didn't apply until like the beginning of March. No, I applied a week before, so the last week of February. Then a week later I went to the open day, and then the month later I was in Ibiza. Yeah, so I had to film a 60-second video of myself, which was like, I did really extra. I was doing like a bath with all flowers and champagne and stuff, just to try and stand out and be funny. But it obviously worked, because then I got invited to an interview day, which was in London. I had to like pretend to my boyfriend at the time that I had a hospital appointment, and I got on the megabus to London. I know it's so bad, but it's just what I had to do. So I got on the megabus because my mum lived up here in London, came to my mum's, and I went to the open day, and I felt really confident. I think it went really well, so I had hope. And then a few weeks later, I literally had a call. I was laying in bed, I had a call from Nicola, who was the head of the host team, and she's the customer service manager in Ibiza Rocks, saying, we'd love to offer you the job. And literally, like, I think it was like 3 weeks later or 2.5 weeks later, yeah, it must have been about 3 weeks later, I flew to Ibiza, and that's where it all started. How much were you getting paid? To be honest, not a lot at all. The host team as well were on the, they were like, it was my favorite team. Like, I think I was best suited to their job, so I loved it. But they were on the worst pay, because with the host team, your customer service, you're just helping people, and if they need anything, give them advice, stuff like that. Whereas every other job role basically was like in sales, or you'd have tips, like if you're working behind the bar or at the cafe or something. So every other job role was able to have their basic wage and then earn extra commission on sales or get their tips. So they had their basic and more, whereas we just had our basic wage. I made it work though. I was really lucky, and I made it work, and I just spent it on the essentials, like a bit of fruit and then going out, because you would get 1 free meal a day working at Ibiza Rocks Hotel. So I made it work, but you didn't earn a lot of money at all. Where would you recommend to stay? So if you're going there to work for a season, the workers usually always live in San Antonio, just because it's really cheap and everything's there that you would need. Otherwise, if you're going on holiday, San Antonio is really good, like I said, because it's quite cheap, and you have Ibiza Rocks, Ocean Beach, Cafe Mambo, places like that there. Otherwise, on the other side of the island is Playa d'Embossa, and that's where like Bora Bora Beach is, and the super clubs High and Ushuaia, so they're like amazing. And it's a little bit more bougie there, I would say, compared to San Antonio. So they have like a few of the more expensive, nicer hotels. So either of those two places, I would say, is the best. Was accommodation included, or did you have to find it yourself? So like I said, I was really lucky because I was so last minute with going to Ibiza. Loads of my friends who I met there, they had like their accommodation sorted months in advance, way before they even like knew they had a job and stuff. I was very last minute, and thankfully with my job role the accommodation was included. So if you were part of the hosting for Ibiza Rocks, we lived in the hotel on the very top floor. We had like a host apartment, and that was amazing, to be honest. When I'm looking back, like I literally lived in the funnest place ever. And you had like a big massive balcony that we all could go on and like have our breakfast, lunch and dinner like in the sun, and you'd literally be able to, I was really bad, I still am really bad at waking up early, so I would literally wake up, splash my face, brush my teeth and run downstairs within 5 minutes for work. So like I didn't have to be traveling to work or anything. It was really amazing. But yeah, like I said, I was really lucky because my accommodation was included. But any other job role in the hotel, you did not have accommodation included. So you would have to find accommodation yourself. But it is, I think it's quite easy to find accommodation. If you go on like the Facebook groups and stuff, there's like Ibiza season 2019 groups when I was going, and loads of people would post in there looking for a girl or looking for a boy. Or 2 spaces in this apartment, this much a month, whatever. So I think it's quite easy to find accommodation. But if you can, you should try and get it sorted before you go there, just to make life a bit easier. How did you cope with the pressure of going out every night? To be honest, I think I coped with the pressure very, very well, because I did basically go out every single night. But you definitely don't have to do that. Loads of the people that I live with and stuff, like they would just go out once or twice a week, and they still really enjoyed themselves. But I was like, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I'll just sleep when I get back home to Britain. So I did go out a lot because, like I said, I've never even been to Ibiza before. So everything was just like, wow, amazing to me. I couldn't even believe I was there. So even if I was tired, I did not want to go. I did want to go, so I'm lying. But even if I was really tired and I couldn't be bothered, I would think, no, I need to make the most of this. I'm only here for 6 months. Let me just go. But even though I did go out all the time, I didn't drink every single night, because I think then that's when it would start to take its toll on you. So I would just go out and drink water and absolutely dance my arse off until the very end, and then go home, be able to go to sleep, wake up, go to work. So that was my routine basically. Did you go alone, or did you already know people? So I basically did go alone. Yeah, like I flew out by myself, moved into this new apartment with strangers. So it was a little bit daunting, but I can get on with anyone, so I wasn't that worried. And all the people that I lived with, I absolutely love, and we're all really good friends still now. But like I said, my cousin Reva was going, and I had another cousin who was going there as well, Harley. So I did know people, but I was going to know people there just in case. So that was a bit of a comfort. But I did actually go and move to Ibiza by myself. Top 3 tips for someone wanting to do a season. So number 1 is be brave and be bold. Just go and do it. Literally, I recommend to every single person on this earth, anyone who's watching this video right now, go to Ibiza, move to Ibiza, live in Ibiza, work in Ibiza. It changed my whole life, and it saved my whole life. It is the best place in the whole wide world. It is just magical there. Honestly, there's never a dull moment. There's so many different things to do. You will love it. You don't need to know people, because everybody there who's going to work there is in the same boat. So everybody just wants to make friends anyway. So it's really easy to meet people and make friends with people. So just actually book the flight and do it. Go and do it. If you don't like it, it's not the end of the world. You can fly home. It's only a 2-hour flight, so just go and do it. Number 2 would be, I would say, to try and prepare. So just to make life a little bit easier for yourself, try and prepare everything before you go there. So like I said, apply for jobs online. I know like Ocean Beach, Cafe Mambo, Ibiza Rocks all do their recruitment online. So if you were able to know you have a job before you even get there, then it's even safer, like a safer option for you. So apply online, try and find accommodation before you go on the Facebook groups. When you're on the Facebook groups, you get to know people, so you might make a few friends before you even get there. Also in preparation, save up a little bit of money. I am so lucky that it was my birthday like 2 or 3 weeks after I got there, because I got a load of birthday money, because like I said, I was really not prepared, and I just applied a month before, and then a month later I was in Ibiza living my best life. So I didn't really have much money saved up. So if it wasn't my birthday and I didn't get gifted that money, I would have been screwed, because obviously you don't, depending on how you get paid, but I got paid monthly, so you're there for a month without getting paid, so you need money to live for that first month. So you need like some spending money, and you'll be able to just do some nicer things then. So try and save up a bit of money before you go as well. And top tip number 3 is make the absolute most of it. Go out, go for dinners, go for walks, watch the sunset, party, dance, drink, make friends. Make the most of it absolutely every single day, because every day in Ibiza is the best day ever, literally. And you don't want to come home and regret, oh, I wish I went there, I wish I didn't miss out on that night. So just make the most of it, and then those memories will last forever and ever and ever. So thanks for watching. I hope that I answered enough of your questions. I wrote the main ones down, so they're the ones I've answered. If you do have any more questions, you can just comment them below or DM me, and I'll answer them just straight to you. I hope that I've sold Ibiza to you, because it honestly is the best place ever, and going to Ibiza has made me the person that I am today. It's changed my whole outlook on life. I wake up and I appreciate being alive and my friends and my family, and I just appreciate everything so much more. I'm so much more confident. It's just the best place ever. So my recommendation is to run away to Ibiza and never come back. By the way, like, subscribe and follow me on my Instagram. I'll leave it all below.